actually got me ready for the Prince thing was a band that I eventually moved to Memphis, Tennessee in the mid-'80s, about 1986. And my friend from college, Greg Sane, he gave me a call. He just called me out of the blue. And I had been hearing about his band Fingerprint. I actually went back to the college, University of Arkansas, where we both attended, to like a homecoming, and saw his band Fingerprint play. And it's a funny thing, I remember being with a couple other the guys from college, and we were watching them, and I said, man, these guys are fantastic. I said, I'm going to have to play with these guys when I'm going to play with those guys. And it was remarkable. They were like really starting to take off. They had some talks with Motown, and they were going to do shows in Singapore and all of this sort of thing, so they were really doing well. He gave me a call and said, you know, our keyboard player's got his own record deal. He's leaving, and we have a show coming up, and we're kind of like in dire straits. We just need somebody really quickly. Now, I've been playing for church all this time. I didn't know any music that they were really playing, and these guys do 3-hour sets, so I had basically 2 days to learn their 3-hour set.
Wow.
So they basically spent rotation around the clock for 2 days. I didn't sleep, basically, for each one of them to teach me. And I mean, it was really an upheaval in the band because you know, they wanted somebody that, you know, had been playing in there. They wanted somebody local, and they had to fly me from Chicago to Memphis. And so I didn't have a very good reception because there was some, you know, pull about, why did we get this guy? You know, he's a church guy, he don't know the stuff, and we got to stay up, we got to teach him. It actually went over pretty well. We got through the shows. That band was one of the best bands that was unsigned that I've ever seen.
Wow.
And it's because their mentality was, we always used to say, you know, we didn't want to be the best band in Memphis. We didn't want to beat up the, you know, the local bands. We always wanted to whoop Prince. We always wanted to whoop Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, that's who we wanted to,
Nice.
you know, we wanted to get them.
Yeah.
And so it was like, it was nothing to be like in competition. Like, you know, you always got some local bands that's like, they got the big name. We was like, yeah, whatever.
It's not even on the radar.
It's not even on the radar. We're
Yeah.
not competing with you.
Yeah.
You know, and so when we
That's
go do an
amazing.
opening gig, we were known as the band that would get kicked off a lot of tours because we killed the opening, I mean the headline.
Wow.
We'd kill them. All I could say, I think had I had, it's hard to second guess a lot of things because so much stuff is experience and just right time and at the right place
Sure.
and all of that sort of thing. But I can't help but to think with a situation like this, I could have been Danny Elfman or Hans Zimmer or any of those guys that are, you know, some heroes of mine, or Prince even. I mean, he's just another story. That's just a kid with just incredible God-gifted talent. But there's a lot of technical things that I would have had a better understanding of, and I had my head wrapped around a lot more of these concepts at an earlier age. And I think that would have set me up in a position where you can't help but to win. Because you have this information and you have this data and you have the know-how.
Yeah.
And so I think that's incredibly important when you're talking about something like this. And because now the only problem with things being as permeated as it is with so many different things is we don't pay attention to detail, and we get used to things sounding not in a quality way. MP3s has killed to me the whole sound of things, and I think, you know, people have gotten ruined by these because you don't really understand what real sound quality is. And so what I would have hoped, you know, coming up is, at least with music today, is that people would have that appreciation for absolutely great sound and what it actually is. You know, because if you have this and that's what everybody knows, then that's kind of setting a curve for what it is, and you think this is great, and it's really not. You know what I'm saying? It's convenient and it's easy, but it's not. You can't put that on the level with a Steely Dan record, and that sounds like that. You just can't compare that to that. Or Miles Davis, it's somehow how that stuff was done. I mean, you can't do that.
Had you grown up with all these tools, maybe you would have found the spark. Maybe you would have inclined more towards engineering or something. But one of the reasons a lot of musicians get into it is, you know, because they're not aware of all the tedious work that there's behind it, all the hours that you have to practice. All you have to, as an engineer, you have to listen to the same track 32 times.
Absolutely.
Some people wouldn't even touch it, you know.
Well,
otherwise.
that's true. I think being exposed to it will definitely be the catalyst for which direction you choose to go. I mean, that's the thing about it. I love all the aspects of music. I love the recording process. I love the creation process. I love the performing process. I have a great appreciation for it because I've sat with people who can do all of those things very well. And you sit with somebody like Prince who's written these great songs, and you perform on the stage with somebody like that, or Carlos Santana, anybody like that. All three of those areas, you have a great appreciation for all of those different areas, and then you also understand that they all work together. You know, that they all are connected. And when you understand that, then I think you get the whole picture. So this thing, the school, the classes will be able to show kids that all of these things are connected. If you think you like the Snoop Dogg record or whoever it is, this is the process. And when you have a better appreciation and better understanding of the process, it'll help you create better. It'll help you understand the whole thing. And I think you will then be able to forge maybe what area you want to go into, if not all of them.